So my cochlear implant surgery was 10 days ago. Things seem to be going well overall, but there is one nagging question about my recovery so far that I've kind of been obsessing about, maybe a little bit. So in the spirit of fresh starts and being open to new things, I decided to do something that is completely out of character for me. I read the instructions. Hi, I'm Vince, and for me, the goal of retaining my not-so-terrible ability to hear low frequencies in my implanted ear has been weighing heavily on me. While I totally accept that it very well may not happen, it is one of the big reasons that I chose Advanced Bionics. Medel offers a deeper implantation down into the lower frequency inner part of the cochlea, but at the potential cost of traumatizing the hair cells down there. My thinking was that since my low-frequency hearing wasn't so bad to begin with, I might do better later on with a cochlear implant if it has help from my natural acoustic low-frequency hearing with my brain integrating it all together. Why do I think that? I don't know. It makes sense to me. Is that what's going to happen? Well, again, I have no idea. Why don't you subscribe to the channel right now and you can find out right along with me over the next several weeks and months. I know, I can hardly wait either. But back to my recovery process. Right out of the gate, I've been a little bit worried about the fact that my left ear is totally deaf. Like, totally. That wasn't unexpected, especially so close after surgery, but it's still unnerving. I think I'd hoped that if I put my Apple AirPods into both ears at this point, I'd at least get a tiny little bit of something to give me a sense of binaural hearing, but nada. Only my right side is getting sound, which, by the way, is pretty exhausting for your brain if you're not used to it. I'm amazed by how much my barely functioning left ear worked with my right ear to make me think that I could hear pretty well before my surgery. But take that ear out of the equation entirely, as this one was 10 days ago, and my right ear is really doing a pretty lousy job working solo. Worse than I expected. But here's the thing about my totally deaf left ear. I can tap my outer ear very lightly, and I can clearly hear that. And it's very clearly localized right here in my left ear. So that means my cochlea is active on my right side, right? Right? Well, apparently so. What I'm hearing is called bone conduction. Vibrations from the tapping are bypassing my entire ear canal, eardrum air conduction path, and is directly vibrating my cochlea, which is sending signals to my auditory nerve. Cool. Way to go, cochlea and auditory nerve. Keep up the good work. But what's causing such complete and total blockage of the air conduction path through my ear canal? There's nothing in my ear canal. I've assumed that it's just swelling and fluid buildup in the middle ear behind my eardrum caused by all that slicing, yanking, and drilling going on in that vicinity just 10 days ago. And I've also wondered if that's just the way it'll turn out for me, and if this is as good as it's ever going to get. But then I had the idea this morning to reread my post-op instructions. I've been using the back of it to jot down medication times and dosages just because, it seemed like a good thing to do, even if it was just 2 Tylenol at bedtime. Anyway, while reading through it, past the first pages that are all about drug interaction warnings and warding off infection, I came across this little gem. Inexplicably, it was the first time that I recall ever seeing it. Absorbable packing may be present and decreased hearing may persist for 1 to 2 months. This is normal, and hearing is expected to start improving after your first post-operative visit. An audiogram is usually obtained 2 to 3 months after surgery. Absorbable packing? Somehow I'd completely missed that memo. I mean, I have friends who probably would not be the least bit surprised to hear that my head is full of stuffing, but it came as a total surprise to me. And I've been reading everything I can and paying close attention, but somehow I'd missed that. Wanting to learn more, I reached out to the wellspring of all knowledge, ChatGTP. The AI hive mind confirmed that it is in fact common to use absorbable packing material to seal and stabilize the electrode at the point that it enters the cochlea, as well as in the middle ear to protect the surrounding tissue. It goes on to say that it could certainly dampen or block the transmission of sound via the ear canal, and adds that this is particularly common if packing material is near or within the colonostomy or round window membrane where the electrode enters the cochlea. I reached out to my surgeon's team about this via my chart, but they wrote back saying that there's nothing about packing material in the doctor's surgical notes. So either he didn't use it on me, or it's so standard and common that it doesn't warrant a surgical note. I don't know. I'm awaiting further clarification from them. Let me know in the comments if this is something that you know anything about. I'd be curious to hear your experiences with this. Even if absorbable packing wasn't used in my case for some reason, swelling and fluid buildup in the inner ear can also temporarily block air conduction for some time after surgery. So that leaves me wondering, how will I know when I'm activated less than 2 weeks from now if I'll have the option to amplify low frequencies via Advanced Bionics acoustic ear hook and have that turned on in my processor? Or will that decision even be made at my activation appointment? More likely, that and a Link-M hearing aid for my better ear will have to wait for my second appointment, about a month after I'm activated. They'll probably want my brain to focus on making sense of the new stimulation coming from my cochlear implant without being able to lean on natural low-frequency hearing and a reasonably functioning right ear. So I guess it's back to the old be patient mantra I've been trying to master with limited success. But now at least I have a reason as to why I can't hear anything in the implanted ear, and also a reason to think that there's a reasonable chance that things could change for the better in a few weeks. I'll let you know. As always, let me know in the comments if you have any questions or suggestions of stuff to talk about from here, especially if you know anything about this absorbable packing material. I'd be interested in learning more about that. And until the next time, thanks for listening.